Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Mike. So a lot of you guys have requested a tutorial on how Ian made his William Morris Lapbook. So we've put together a 6-week series of videos, so one a week for 6 weeks, on how to construct it from start to finish. So this week it's the covers, starting from the beginning.
Okay, let's go ahead and get cracking. Okay, I've got everything in front of me that I'm likely to need today to do the cover. Okay, let's just run through it. You've got your spine, medite. You've got, put that up there, your front and back cover you've got in your set. Also, you need the material. I'm using the, is it Pimpernel, Mike?
It is the Pimpernel, yes.
Yes, I'm using the Pimpernel fabric, but some of you have opted for the
Strawberry Thief.
Strawberry Thief.
My favourite.
Mike's favourite. So, okay, so you're going to need that. In your set, you get 2 of the T's for making the spaces.
For making tea?
Making tea, Vicar. So you get the 2 T's for spacing down the spines. However, Mike had a really, really good idea. So we'll put those to one side. Let me introduce you to this set. Okay.
The spacer set.
The spacer set.
Please don't burst into song.
I won't. So these are made of acrylic, so when you get them, they'll be black. You just peel off the backing, just a protective backing.
Like all the acrylic stuff we do, it's always got a protective coating on both front and back.
It has.
Which you can leave on if you want to.
Yes, that's true.
You don't have to take the protective coating off.
But it's a great feeling when you do, if you can get it off. Anyway, I'll take the rest of it off in a minute. So you get the 2 T's for the spines.
Mm-hmm. So width-wise, so the long thin part of it is a 1/4 of an inch.
Yep.
Yeah, and the wider part at the top is 1/2 inch.
Oh, so you could
you can do 2 different widths if you want to.
That's clever.
So, and you get 2 in the pack. The strange corner pieces that are there are the mitre corners for cutting your fabric. Again, they're at the same measurements again, so 1/2 inch and 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah, but we'll show you
that distance.
I'll show you those work in a little while.
Yeah.
So also you're going to need a bone folder or something similar
for committing your
my creases, knife or scissors,
a knife or a scissors,
a pen skill, a ruler,
something to measure with,
and a cutting mat. Please don't cut the. I cut our dining room table by mistake.
Don't do it on your knee.
Don't do it on your knee. Oh, that reminds me. A couple of you asked me, what is the difference between a lapbook and a traveller's notebook? So, traveller's notebook has the elastics in, as you know, that goes round and your pages sit inside.
Yes.
This is a lapbook. The reason it's called a lapbook, boys and girls, is that when you use it, you can use it on your lap. That's right, isn't it, Mike?
Well, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It was designed to sit on the lap and fold outwards from there, from one central point. Whereas the traveller's notebook obviously is a notebook that's got the elastics that you can take out and use, and like Midori style kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and we also need some kind of a sticky tape. I'm using masking tape. You can use carpet tape. You can use duct tape. Poor duck. The choice is yours.
Is it duck or duct?
Pass. I'd like to think it was duct tape because it sounds quite cute.
It does.
So I'll just put the material to one side and all the bits and bats. And we'll make a start on the spine itself. Okay. So, also in the kit, of course, you get your ephemera, but we're not doing that this week. So let's leave that and park that till another week. Okay. So I'll move that out of the way because we don't want to be cutting.
Did you mention the craft card?
Oh, I didn't. You're going to need 2 sheets of craft card or
complementary coloured
cardstock. This is the cardstock that I use to make the carcass for the whole journal. It is available on my website, but I mean you can use your own card. But I just like this because of the weight and the way it folds and the way it looks is vintage.
Yep.
Okay, so let's start off. Let's move that to there. I'm using the tape. The tape I think is
2 inches.
Yeah, they say 2 inch, but it's a little bit.
Yeah, well,
don't need
approximately 2 inches.
Approximately 2 inches.
Supposed to be anyway.
So this is just to hold the covers together before we put on the material. So I'll just put that there and just give it a slight little cut. There we are. Hence the reason why I'm using a cutting mat and not the dining room table. Okay, we'll put some on there to start. Turn it over. Okay, normally you'd have to guess where that goes, but you don't, because you just need to put that in there, that in there. Okay, you see now, and then that just sits within. Oh, look at that, Mike. It's almost like we know what we're doing. There we go.
Who would have thunk it? Eh?
That's a little bit. That didn't push it right in when I. That's it. Beautiful. Okay, so we'll just peel that off there. With it being plastic, it will come off the tape really easily. Okay.
Providing you're not using anything really, really strong.
Yes. Okay, then we need to put a piece down there. And this is going to be, this is the inside, isn't it, Mike? This is where the deep crease is. I always get mixed.
Man, a camera malfunction then.
Technology.
So you were saying, is this the inside?
This is the inside, isn't it, where it has the deep gusset, as it were, the gutter.
You mean the where it needs to go inside?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so you need to push your tape into the crease.
Yeah,
this one.
you do. So what I'm going to do, I've just laid it down lightly. Just going to run my bone folder just down there.
Create a little bit of a canyon.
Do not be gung-ho with this, because I've done it before, and you do that and what happens is it just rips and you end up with it hanging off in bits.
Yeah, well, that depends on what tape you're using. If you're
It
using
does.
duct tape.
Throwing duct tape, yeah, you could go for it like hell, but you know. But there we are.
The temptation is to just put the tape straight across the top.
Yeah.
And then you've got no give because it's taut.
Yeah.
When you try and bend the spine.
Because you have to have spine so the bed will all give.
Yeah.
As you'll see when we go a little bit further. So
I think that's probably one of the ways most people go wrong when they're making their own journal covers is they forget that they've got to fold.
It's got to have capacity.
Yeah, it's got to have capacity to fold.
And you'll see from the top, there we are.
Yeah.
So.
And then you just need to make sure that the other side is the same.
Yeah. Because I often do it and get it the wrong way around, so there's one on each side. Doesn't work well. Yeah. Okay, so the next piece.
Just while you're doing that, let me just explain. We are using a new camera today with a wireless capacity. So it's just failed once. But I think that's probably because we're using old technology and new technology at the same time.
We are.
And it's not necessarily, well, one's older than the other. So I don't know whether they're talking to each other properly, but hopefully,
we'll get it sorted.
Hopefully it'll last.
Okay, so that goes into there like we did before.
And then push it into the middle of the screen a bit more, Ian.
Sorry, Mike. There we go. Okay. There we are. Just push down, lift off, put to one side, lift off, put to one side.
Look at those uniform gaps.
I know. It's great because it normally goes a bit wrong when you're doing that. As you say, this is the worst bit, I think.
I think it's the worst part.
Just turn it. I think it is.
It's this bit, and then making sure you're getting the right mitre corners for your fabric.
But that's not difficult anymore.
Not anymore, no.
Okay, so lightly push down, and my bone folder, which has decided to hide itself up there.
It's run away.
It has. It knows we're having problems with the technology.
It's alright, I'm keeping my eye on it.
Gone away and hidden. There we are. So just lightly, and then onto there. And again, just push it down. If you get creases, it doesn't matter. You won't see through.
Yeah, just rub them with your bone folder.
Yeah.
Burnish it, that's it, and it gets rid of them.
There we go. And then knife or scissors. I prefer to use a knife because you can keep it nice and flat.
Yeah, just trim off your excess.
One. Two. This is probably the worst part for me, I think, is the making the cover. I don't enjoy making the covers at all. I've always conscious that it could go very badly wrong. But with the aid of these new tricks, the
tools,
the tees and the
spacer tools, we're calling them.
Yes. So I'm going to use that one, which is the 5mm.
6mm, or 5 to 6mm.
Yeah.
It's approximately half an inch.
So that then goes onto there. Right, well, we'll come to that in a minute.
Can we just just show what we've done is the ones on Ian's website, the spacer tools on Ian's website are black.
They are.
Right,
They
just
are.
for differentiation's sake. Mine are in orange.
Yeah.
Bright orange.
Tomato.
Tomato orange.
Tomato orange.
Tomato red, tomato orange.
So you see that's how they go on, and then you cut your material, but you'll see that in a minute. So what you need to do then is to apply adhesive to your chosen fabric. You can use double-sided tape, you can use Mod Podge would work, wouldn't it, Mike?
Well, you can use PVA.
Or PVA.
Yeah. I'm not sure about Mod Podge, but I think PVA is the traditional one.
I, however,
school glue, I think they call it.
Is it Elmer's school glue?
Yeah, or even fabric glue.
This is one we had
Yeah,
earlier.
just paint it on.
Just paint it on with a brush.
Yeah.
However, for speed, ease, and because we've got some, we're going to use the double-sided polymer sheeting
Okay.
that I have downstairs on a very large roll. No, I'm not going to lift it up onto the table here because I'm going to rupture myself if I do.
Yes, absolutely, because it weighs
40 odd kilos,
yeah, something like that.
which is lots of stone. So I'm just going to go and put some double-sided onto this. I'll be right back in 2 shakes of a donkey's tail. Through the magics of television. Here's one I made,
coffee,
didn't
I
he?
don't care now.
He's got a coffee, he doesn't care now. So I have put this onto the double-sided backing that we use, the polymer. It's very good stuff. I'm afraid I can't supply it. It's on a huge roll and you'd never get it. It would just arrive all mangled and...
And it would cost too much to post.
Yeah, it would. It's lovely stuff, but I'm sure there's something available that's similar. Ask in your nearest craft shop or have a look online. Okay, so we'll turn it over. So we have the backing. So we have to remember that it's going on this way round. So the deep gutters, which we did earlier, are to go on the inside. So that's the outside there, and that's the inside there. Okay? There's plenty of space around the sheet, as you can see.
Is this the same size sheet material you get when you buy the
It
cover
is,
kits?
it's exactly the same. This is actually a piece out of one of the kits, yeah. So you get a lot. So theoretically what you could do, position it towards the top, cut some off, and you could actually make some bookmarks or something with it, complementary
yeah, you
bookmarks,
could, couldn't you?
etc.
Fabric tag or something.
etc. Yeah, so from mine I can see that my pattern, everyone's pattern's slightly different, but they're roughly in the centre. Doesn't matter if it's slightly off. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to peel off my backing. This is where I actually hold my breath. And you'll see why, because it is in fact like a massive sheet of double-sided tape. Just got to coax the first piece off. There we are. What you'll find when you do it, if you use glue, you have manoeuvrability, if that's a word.
Yes.
You don't with this. When it sticks, it sticks.
Yeah.
One chance and one chance only.
It's a
But
one-shot deal.
But you can actually see through, sorry about the noise, see through the material. And if you, so the best thing to do is I wet my hands just like with a little bit of spittle, and then you can move it around. It doesn't stick to your fingers then. Okay. So I want to get it in line with the centre there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put mine about, oh, it's stuck to my hands, Mike. Would you just put your finger on that end? Thank you. And just hold that. There we go. See what I mean about it being ultra sticky. So now I know that's going to be roughly in the centre. So we'll just do that. Okay.
That's good.
A light tap.
That's it. Leave it. Run away now.
Yeah, run away. Run free. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use 2 pieces of the backing just to put on there and on
just
there.
to stop the spacer from sticking to the adhesive.
Because if I don't, the spacers will stick to it and I will never ever get the material off.
That's a clever idea.
So we're going to use the narrowest ones. So all I'm going to do is this. I'm going to use my scalpel. I'm going to cut just down the side like that. You haven't gone to the edge, it doesn't matter because we're going to trim it out about 1.5 inches. Is it about 1.5 inches? Yeah, about 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches to the end of there. That's what we need to turn over. So that's number 1. peel that off carefully. As I say, if you've used glue, use those straight on it, you'll be fine. Just wipe the glue off and when you've done.
Put it into the middle of the screen while you're doing it.
Yeah. Okay. So say I'm just using the back of the double-sided onto there again. You see how it fits in the corner. And cut. Slightly off there, but it's fine. So that's 2 done. I just have to make sure I've got enough double-sided backing paper.
You've got a huge piece of it down by your feet.
That's true. So that's 2. Oh. And then we turn it over. When you're working at home in your craft room, you've probably got a lot more space than I have.
You've literally only got the space of an A2 craft mat.
That's all I'm working on here, yeah. The luxury, the extravagance of television filming on. Okay, so we'll just turn and do that one, just to the edge. And then we can leave that where it is. Just take that off there. That's on there. That's not going to stick, I don't think. And we'll do number 4. Okay. Peel that off. We've now got all the corners cut. So we'll just put that down there. I'm going to use a plastic ruler, but what I'm going to do, I'm not going to put it on directly onto the material.
I'm just tidying up.
Yes, just tidying up, yeah. I'm going to use the thick line on there. I'm just going to put it on top. See where we'll cut there? And we'll cut there. I'm just going to put that there on the edge of the book. And I'm just going to tip the metal edge down.
Oh, and angle it down.
Like that. It has stuck, but I don't need that bit. So it doesn't matter if I make a mess of it. So I'll just get my scissors.
He says floundering for them.
And just trim. Oh, these are the Tim Holtz Don't Get Sticky scissors that
Apparently, yeah.
that aren't. Okay. There we go. So that's one side. That looks a little bit better. Then we turn over and we do the other side. As I say, I'm using the thick line there, which is actually giving me a border of 1 inch. So that's perfect. And tip backwards or forwards rather. There. Pull off again, and you'll see that's all loose again. So we just cut it there.
Then you just got the 2 long sides to do.
Got 2 long sides to do. Okay, thanks, Mike. You see, it's also the tighter you keep it at this stage, the least problems you're going to have. If you have it wobbly and all over, it's not the end of the world, but it's not going to be a clean turn on it. Yeah. You need a clean turn,
well,
really.
Tidy turns, when you're folding your fabric in, it really helps the inside of the book look nice, doesn't it?
Because sometimes if you're using a thinner paper, you will be able to see the edge of the material.
Yeah, and you might not know, if you've not made many journals, the importance of having just that little bit of material extra on that corner.
Oh yeah.
But you'll see that it does make a huge difference in the tidiness of the finished cover if that's there.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than opening a journal and finding it's got a corner missing.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's very easy to do. I mean, you can disguise it by using book corners. I like book corners for the tidiness, but I think it's better to have a nice tidy journal to start with.
Poor visitor here.
Oh, have we? Oh, little nips coming.
Nips.
Don't say anything, Bentley, be here in a second.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so
Need to
tip
warm
forward again. And you hear it going through. I mean, you could save all this material. It's lovely material, lovely soft cotton material. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to turn the short ends first. A, because it's easier and it's less likely to go wrong if you do the short ends. So the short ends, just you've got plenty of give there. Just rub along the line and slowly angle your thumb as you're coming in. you'll see it start to curl towards the middle, and as you do so,
just pull it just into the centre of the screen a bit.
Yes, mate, sorry. Yeah. So as you see there, we've got a very tight crease there, which is what we want. Just use your thumb and your forefinger and just run down there. Don't use anything sharp or anything abrasive, because you're going to scratch, potentially scratch it.
You could use your bone folder to do it.
You could. And again, up again, and we're going to just ease it over. Don't pull it over, because if you do, you're going to end up with potentially gaping areas, aren't you? It needs to be slow and steady.
Yeah, if you try and pull it, you might stretch the fabric, and it's going to make it tight and
it's not going to look good. So again, just use your bone folder if you want. When it's stuck onto this medite, it isn't going to go anywhere.
But even if you use PVA, it's not going to go anywhere.
No, it's not. Okay, so you notice we've got a little flap there now, where that would fold over. A little triangle. What we're going to do, get the bone folder, you're going to push in. Push it in like that. And what that does, it's going to push in the material. So when you fold it over, you're going to get a really tight tuck in there.
Hospital corner.
A proper hospital. Do we get hospital corners in the States? Or is it an English thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
Just let us know. Okay, and then the other one, push in, so it just tucks in like that. See, now you've got a very tight corner there.
Very tidy corner.
Very, very tidy. This is the bit that I don't like, but I discovered if you tip it forward onto itself and just rock it lightly, not a lot, rock it lightly, and it will start to go over the edge.
And then just gently feed. Don't forget you've got the two valleys on the crease.
Yeah, so just gently ease your fingers along. It's not a race. Do not rush this. Yeah. This is the piece that will go wrong if it's going to go wrong. But it's not going to go wrong because you know what you're doing. Okay, so over there. Push it in, feed it across. Right, so you've now got your valleys there. Just lightly use your...
Lift up the cover while you're doing it.
Yeah, so you got... There we are. So we've done this piece, you see.
It should automatically feed itself into...
Look at those corners.
Yeah, perfect corners.
Perfect corners. Just give it a little rub down with the bone folder. And there as well. That, ladies and gents, isn't going anywhere. Okay, so the second one, lightly, just feed it over. You see it's starting to curve over the inside. Because you've already done your corners. Did I do the corners? Yes, I did. Thought I did. The corners are going to follow, so we just lightly push in from the edge. There we go. And then just rub lightly. The problem I have is that the acrylic sheet that we use, the adhesive sheet is quite thick. So it's inclined to give you quite thick corners, but they're perfect corners, those. And then again, just lightly into there.
That's it. Just lift the covers up.
Lightly into the corners too. So
it should naturally fold.
It should naturally just fold in. So now it just shuts itself.
Excellent. Right, let's just take a quick break.
So let me just have a quick check at the corners. So yeah, if you see the corners, look how sharp they are. That's just that folding in and the angles. Makes all the difference when you're making these. And if you're making them to sell, they just look so much better if they're nice and tidy. So we'll take a break, have a quick tidy. I think Nipper wants to go for a tinkle, to be honest with you, boys and girls. And we'll be back and we'll talk about doing the inside next. You've caught me just finishing off. I've got all the other double-sided stuck on these two sheets. Oh, there's the Bentley as well. Okay, so this is the double-sided. As I say, it's a nightmare, but it's great to use. Okay, so I've now got 2 sheets of the craft card covered in the double-sided sheet. You only need about 1.5, but you may as well have 2 sheets just in case. So, as you see, we've got plenty of overlap for that to go in. You've got plenty of material all the way around. It's going to look really, really smart. It is when you're considering that's the thickness of the signatures, the panels with all the fold outs we're going to put in. So we just need to line it up by eye to see where it looks best. Okay, so I now know that that is the crease for the front and that's the crease for the back. So I want to be somewhere between those. So I just need to get my pencil and have a quick look. I think it's about there. Don't worry about it if you're slightly off. We've got a stripe to put on there on the download for next week. So there's a stripe of a print, William Morris print to go down there. So I'll just quickly measure how far that is in.
So there's a decorative panel that'll cover it anyway.
There is, yeah. But I'd just like to make it 215 millimeters. I just like to make sure that it's all nice and tidy. 215 mils in the old money, that's 8.5 inches. So I'll just cut that. That doesn't look right, does it? Or does it look right? Is it me?
What's rattling?
Me, I think. The children have decided they want to play. Let's have a look. Ah, that's why I'm a millimetre out at this side. There. That makes all, a millimetre makes all the difference. Also, I've been
I
told.
think Bentley can decide what he wants to do.
Okay, so we'll just cut down there. And if it is the same width, I'll just, yeah, look at that, perfect. We don't need this bit, but it just tells us that that is actually going to be
correct.
Correct. We'll put that to one side, we'll throw it away. So we're putting this back in. So that will sit somewhere within this centre spine. So one goes there. I think what we can probably do is to do them both the same size. If there's any gap, I say the trim will cover that when we come to do it. So the second sheet is here.
Well, there's going to be a little bit anyway because there's the card stuff that's going to go into the crease
That's
of the
right.
fold.
That's right.
So you're going to lose about 1 millimetre there. So
You are, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just cut that as well. So they're both exactly the same, or as near as diggly damn it. Okay, the reason you can hear the clicking, this is my adhesive on the back of here hitting the tape.
No, it sounded like something was rocking.
Did it? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so just double check. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, make sure I got it the right way up. Stick it that way, it's not going to reach. So, not as you can normally use, as I say, the Elmer's glue. But all you need to do is to make sure that your gaps are even top, left, and bottom. There we go. Okay. Don't push it down there yet. Just fasten this down. Just push it down lightly, and then we know we have a spine, and the spine is there. So we need to run just carefully up the spine. So just find the spine.
That's it. Just gently feed it in.
Gently feed it in. Do not push too hard, because if you do,
well, if you're using PVA or wet glue,
it's gonna
be a lot easier.
Yeah. Oh gosh, it is. Yeah. I mean, I'll do that, and that has now trapped in there, and you see from above it's in. See there?
Very good.
That's gone into the creases. So we'll just give that a good press down. When I was making my other journal, I did that and it went over there. So and I think Mike heard the swearing because I had to come up and get some more paper. Just pulled it straight off again. So that's that. And then this one is just going to overlap just slightly. There. Okay. So I'll just peel that off there. If you're using a glue and some thinner paper, it's going to be easy for you to handle.
Yeah. Obviously, the thicker the material, the more bulky it's going to be. And
make sure I've got it the right way around. Yep. If you see the back of my head, I do apologise.
It's all right, it's just focusing on your grey hairs.
Excuse me.
It's
Titian. Titian blonde. How dare you? Oh, yeah. Again, just press down lightly there. And just turn it around because I find it easier to work this way. And then your crease is there, so we're just going to offer it into the crease, just like that there. And see how that's just gone straight into the crease there. We'll just put that into there, like that.
Look at that.
We have a little overlap, which is what we want. We don't want it to be gaping.
But like I said, it's going to be covered with a decorative panel.
You're going to
anyway.
get a decorative, there's a decorative panel just to go at the middle there with William Morris print on it, which is on the download for next time. So we've now got the bare bones of our journal. You could actually, if you wanted, do an ordinary journal with it, put a tray in it, but we're making the Lapbook. So what we need to do next is
stick a couple of holes in.
Yeah, just punch
as a traveller's.
Yeah, you could do anything like that, but we're making a Lapbook. So this is the end of video number 1. This is obviously how to make the journal covers itself, how to use the material, how to use the new tools or spacers, or the spacers you actually get in your kits. And this is the guide for the corners. It's easy to do anyway once you've done it a few times, but it is so easy to do with these tools.
Yeah,
it is just, it takes all the guesswork out, and you're not going to end up with nasty gapey corners, and it's not going to look professional. I think, in my opinion, this looks really professional, and when we get this finished, it's going to look super. So that's it for this week. Next week we are going to do the left hand side carcass, which is all the fold outs and all the
are you making all the fold outs and the inclusions and adding all the decorative panels to it all in one week?
No, because that's too much.
Okay.
I think it would be better, because next week this is roughly what we're going to make. So we're going to do the fold outs and all the bits and bats for that.
Cool.
So if you haven't got one already, there's one left of each on the website. There's one of the Strawberry Thief and one of the Pimpernel. Or can use your own material if you like. But so
we're going to put clickable links in the description area below to the craft cardstock, the remaining cover kits, and your spacer kits.
Plus
the spacer tools.
Plus you will find on Mike's website the downloads for next week and the week after.
So that's going to be all the William Morris panels and ephemera bits that you're going to need for the journal.
Everything you're going to populate, the sexy bits if you like. So thanks for joining me this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please have a go. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so.
Because I'm trying to reach 31 before the end of the year.
Yay!
31,000, I'm only a few off.
Please give us thumbs up as well. We do appreciate that. And I'll see you next week, my lovies. So bye-bye from me.
Bye from me.
Bye for now.
Bye. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.